Okay, we got another episode of the Hunt Suburbia podcast, and we're in the new studio
We are.
with Pat Burns,
We're in
Hunt
here.
stock partner and killer extraordinaire. He brought a giant buck in. I had four bucks on the walls, and Pat's like, "Dude, this is
It's like, can I bring one?
this can be both of our studio. I got to bring one in." So he's like, "Yeah, it's just a little one, but
No, it's not bad.
dwarfs all mine." He does that to be a dick. You know you're doing that on purpose.
No, I'm gonna bring my first deer in here too. If we can, maybe we can hang it from the roof.
You got one? You got a first? You like your first one?
Yeah, my first one. It's
He's-
like a small 8-pointer.
Yeah, that's that's what I like about having those two up. Those are like my first year where I shot two decent bucks.
They're the same caliber right there.
Yep. And then those two the step up year after that.
No, I think they all look great, man.
Yeah.
I'm excited. This place is coming together.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, man. Pat and I have been working on this for a couple months, I think, just kind of slowly piecing it together.
Yep, from concept to reality. With the help of a bunch of good buddies that contributed on all different facets, right?
Yep. Skywalker helped kick off the whole project and kind of showed we put this wall up together.
Yeah.
He showed me how to use some of the tool. I'm just not a handy dude, so he showed me the basic use of all the tools. We're renting all his shits in here still, and it gave me the initial vision, the initial oomph to start it. Once you get that wall up, then you can start to see like everything coming together a little bit.
And then Kevin came in, right? Kevin Paulus.
Yep. Kevin Polis came in and helped with I think two of these walls. I think I put this one up by myself, or maybe Kevin helped with that. I put that one up.
Yeah, I think you did that one.
Yeah, Kevin came and helped quite a bit. That was great. And then Brandon and
Brett both came through and helped get this lighting mood lighting right. It can't be Brokeback Mountain without it, you know.
The lighting is sick. You guys won't be able to see on the camera here, but we got a nice chandelier in the middle here. Some lighting in all the different corners. We're gonna do multiple sets. We're still trying to feel out the space on where the Hunt Suburbia set's gonna sit always, and then we're working on a live show that we're gonna be doing here as well.
Yep.
Want to talk about that a little bit? What our concept is behind that?
I mean, yeah, it's just gonna be. It's kind of lifestyle hunting more than just educational stuff, you know. I guess we'll see where it goes. It's still in the early stages. We still got to probably leave here after if we got time and go buy those microphones for it.
Yeah, we got to do that.
Maybe if we can, you know.
We need to find a full-time producer. We interviewed a couple people.
Still looking.
What was his? Jamin. Jamin, who did work on Just Hunt Club for a while, came in. He's a good dude. He's looking to move out west though, so I don't know if he'd end up being our full-time producer for that show, but he
definitely be a swing dude.
Awesome dude. He wants to come in, here and there if somebody has to cancel or whatever. But we're looking for somebody who can be available weekly, every single week. Because once we do this, you got to stay consistent with it.
Yep.
And I think we're thinking night, right?
Yeah, sometime in the evening, probably like at 8 o'clock.
Like a late night hunting show. Like think about like Conan O'Brien, but hunters and just chilling and conversational. Not all about hunting, but with the underlying hunting and outdoors theme, right? And talk about whatever we want to. Maybe we'll talk about aliens one night. We'll talk about just see where it goes. But it's not meant to be an interview show.
Yeah, exactly.
More
lifestyle. Yeah, more lifestyle. So that's exciting. So yeah, I think that'll be it'll be unique. It'll be cool for us to try something that hasn't really been done yet, but at the same point, something that's true to all of us, So I think it's gonna be dope.
Yeah, and Pat and I both have rap background, so we're gonna mix in some of.
Oh yeah,
it's more about just not just life stuff, but mixing in more than just hunting. We might have some rappers in here, have that kind of dichotomy, that cool thing where Lanny Benoit could be sitting across from a famous rapper who grew up in the hood, and it's all of our networks kind of coming together, and just the dynamic would be so awesome, and that kind of bringing both those worlds together.
Yeah, I think it'll be awesome. That and even some of the just different people that we both know. We have such a diverse group and unique group of friends and stuff in our network that it'll just be cool to kind of pull all that together and kind of bring unity more than division. It seems like there's so much division right now, not only just everywhere and everything, and the fabric of everything. It seems like there's a lot of division. So You know,
And
bring
just
it all
have fun
together.
with it. We're gonna have fun
Yeah.
with it. Joke
Half
around,
comedy.
bust each other's balls. It's gonna be that kind of a thing.
Yep.
You know, if people want to come on the show and drink, they can come on and drink. They want to do whatever, they can do it. It's gonna be a vibe. We're gonna hang out once a week live, probably late night, 8, 9 o'clock. We'll figure out the exact timing, but be a late night show. You can tune in probably an hour and a half. 2 hours maybe. We'll see where it goes.
Shooting the shit. It's gonna be
Yep.
fun.
So
be
yeah,
fun.
we're excited about that project. Just got the table in. We can play some cards in here every once in a while. We got the TV up.
You can finally work on some hunt stock stuff from
Yep.
here. You know,
Yep, I'm gonna be
the
working
final
from
the
here.
final leg of that stuff. You got a hell of a groundwork laid for this year. So
Yep. Yeah, get some good Wi-Fi in here, and we'll be off and rolling, bro.
yeah, if that guy answers his phone. Same thing with the wood guy. What's up with him?
Well, we should talk about a little bit about just kind of the momentum of stuff. We're gonna get into some hunting stuff too, and update people what we've been doing in the hunt world. But I don't think we've done one together in a while. So definitely not since we did the Air Force archery games.
Not even before that. We didn't. The last one we did was probably even before I killed the electric buck.
Yeah, just that
So we
one
haven't
short interview with the electric.
Oh, yeah,
buck
that's
hanging.
true.
Maybe that's. But
Yeah, that was the last.
wasn't
That was
a
the
real-
last time we kind of interacted with, with a camera.
So why don't you update people then a little bit? Well, let's talk about your season last year, your first season after the electric buck, and how was it different? How did you feel about it? What'd you do this last season hunting wise?
I just relaxed, man. I literally didn't go almost anywhere near the spot that I normally hunt. I had other spots that I've been meaning to check, so I just kind of put some feeler cameras out, spent more time with the family. I just took it way easier and just took the pressure off. So it was cool to just really enjoy it. So I had a lot of incredible sits where I got to just watch a lot of different bucks go by and just really just absorb it and get back to the roots of like why we all do it, instead of doing it with so much pressure. Because, for so long it was like it was like a life or death job for me. I get super obsessed with stuff. So for me, it was like, I have to get this done. I got to accomplish this goal. And this year was the exact opposite. Like I let a ton of deer walk. I literally shot the buck I shot with like 5 minutes left of light during archery season. I just made that decision at that point. I was like, man, it's a solid 10-pointer. And, that was it. Instead of, just no pressure. It was awesome. I literally waited till the clock was about to run out and said, all right, cool.
Yeah, because I remember you saying you were at a point where it was like you just wanted the story to end. Of course, you want to kill the buck, but you just wanted it to end. Where almost like if you saw that it got hit by a car, at least there would have been an end, a finality to it, right?
Yep.
And so constantly having that every sit, in the back of your head, where it's just like, man, so much time has been put into it. I know that.
Yeah, I've talked to so many different guys that had similar journeys. Some of them that are still on their journeys, like after these, big multi-year quests, and the majority of them, from what I've talked to people, the majority of them don't end that way. It's some guy during shotgun season whacks it. It just disappears off the radar. Just anything other than you getting it, it usually doesn't happen. So I definitely had that luck component, which was in my favor, man. I appreciate it. So, but yeah, this year was cool because I didn't put any of that pressure on me. I literally just had fun. I spent maybe not as equal amount of time scouting as I did previously, but I've learned so much over that experience and journey. I had so many different alternate spots already marked and scrapes and stuff like that I just got to spread cameras out and see what the activity was like in different areas. And even a lot of that was irrelevant just because where I was at, there was hardly any acorns anywhere. So it was like a lot of those cameras are going to have to, it'll be exciting this year with acorns, hopefully, to see if there's, anything else in those areas. But we got some other ones on the radar for the next coming years.
Some good ones?
Yeah, it's not all over. It's not all over. I might put up another couple points here in the future.
Just
So we'll
take 1 year nice and easy. But it was also probably nice too because, like you said, maybe you didn't scout as hard going into last year because, again, all that pressure was off. But it must have freed up more time for you to do other stuff in your life. And I know that you worked a lot more on hunt stock and Air Force games and things like that weren't on your plate before either. So, and you're a streaky guy, right? Where you you can get into focus on one thing. For 6 years, it was the electric buck was taking a lot of that brain space up, right? And now with that off, you didn't scout more, but it's almost kind of a good thing because other parts of your life you're doing more with it, right?
Being able to excel in different areas, for sure. I think it was kind of like a renaissance. A lot of things kind of were in limbo, so it was cool to have that end when it did, because now, as this thing's growing that we're building, and other business stuff, it's cool. It's cool to be able to have it end when it did. So it was a perfect kind of platform for it to stop at, and here we are.
Yeah, and we're doing it's not just Hunt Suburbia, Hunt Stock. Those are big things. The Air Force Archery Games is it's separate but part of Hunt Stock too. It's a Hunt Stock property, the Air Force sponsored, but we just got the news that they want to move forward and do more of those. So that's great. I mean, we laid the groundwork and had a cool, unique, never before been done type archery event at Springfield, and that was the test. We really clicked with the two sergeants that came up and were kind of overseeing the whole thing.
Yeah. Great
and
guys.
I think from the archers' perspective, it was just people were like, "Wow, this is cool. This is unique. We got enough from that first one in terms of vibe check on it. Is it something that can keep building? We can build
for sure.
upon?
I think we saw that, right? We saw people of all ages do it. Literally, the kid that got second place is what, 12, something like that, 10, 12.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, so it was cool. There was some guy that did it was like 75 or something, right? There was a couple of, all across the board, all different, every possible variation of human within that building did it. There was like woman, man, old, young, like all kinds of people tried it, and people were intrigued by it. Even the people that were just watching were like, what the hell is this? So it was really dope. And I think that, some of the other stuff we got planned to take similar concepts to different sort of, aspects of hunting are going to be cool. And I think that's kind of what we're all about, right? It's kind of pushing the envelope and bringing some of our unique thoughts into a somewhat stale space.
Yeah, you and
for
I,
lack of a better term,
You and I are two creative guys. We almost like it. It's overbearing how many ideas that we have, and I'll call Pat with a new idea, or Pat will call me and say, "Yo, this just popped into my head." And there's so many different routes and things that we can do, and your creative mind comes up with it, and then you've got to find the time to actually do it and execute it. So it's filtering through all that stuff and trying to stay focused on a few of them to actually bring the hunting world some new and exciting stuff. And Hunt Stock is doing that. Hunt Suburbia, it's not like that's something that was brand new, never been done, but the Northeast didn't have a bow hunting podcast and something that was coming out all the time. There's a lot of podcasts coming out now, which is awesome. That's what we want, to see more podcasts and more people get inspired to create content. But the Air Force Archery Games, we're super excited that they want to do 2 or 3 more. We're hoping that we think Hunt Stock will be one, and we want to make Hunt Stock the national championships of 2023. So what does that mean? We're going to add in prize money. Again, this isn't 100% final because they're still picking the events they want to do, but we're hoping that Hunt Stock will be the national championships, which we're going to have 2 divisions, one compound division, one for traditional archery. If you shoot both compound and traditional archery, you can enter both if you want to.
Yeah.
Go ahead and enter both of them. And we're going to put up some good prize money. First place will be $2,500 for compound. Second place will be $1,000, and third place is $500. And then for traditional, I believe it's $800 for first, $500 for second, and $300 for third. So overall, $5,600 in purse money. I think that puts us competitive with a lot of other
national
competitive archery tournaments and stuff.
But this is different. Ours is unique. You gotta do it with an elevated heart rate, man. You gotta get a little bit of that buck fever.
Yeah.
A little bit of that Theo Vaughn buck fever gotta happen.
That's right.
Gotta get the shakes a little bit.
Yeah. Ours is just it's a speed thing. It's fast. It's really high pressure in a short amount of time. Again, if you didn't hear of it, you're shooting 2 arrows into one target. Springfield, it was I think the first target was 10 yards. Second one was 18. We're working with the space we have. We might extend that a tiny bit at Huntstock. Maybe it's 20 yards for the first target and 40 for that second one. But 2 arrows into one target. Then you have to do a jet sled, which simulates a deer drag. You start from the starting point. You actually push the sled with the weight in it, 100 pounds for men and 50 pounds for females. That may change a little bit too. Maybe we weigh
if
people.
we're in the grass too, it's going to be a little different. So we're gonna,
Yeah.
you never know what to expect. Just
Yep.
be physically ready a little bit.
Yeah. But that's the physical component. Push, pull in the jet sled. We have a deer. We'll have a Delta Mackenzie target in there that weighs a certain amount, and then we add weight to that, so at least it looks like you're pulling a deer out of the woods. And then after that, you get your heart rate up a little bit. Then you're racing against the clock. Gotta do it in under 90 seconds. So maybe you're at 60 seconds, and you got to get to your last target and shoot 2 arrows into the last target, and those are worth 2 times the point. So generally speaking, you want to kind of shoot for score first, and then if there's any tie breaking on the score, if the perfect score was 72 at the first iteration of this thing, multiple people got 72s. So then whoever has the fastest time and finishes faster than the other that's where the time comes into play.
Yep.
So just something unique and exciting. Delta Mackenzie's behind it. They're sponsoring it with us in Easton, and the Air Force is obviously the title sponsor of the whole thing. So it's free to enter. You can win a lot of money, especially at the championships. Next year, we plan on doing a couple of regional championships, and then the national championship. Regional championships will also have prize money, just a little bit less, than the nationals. But the idea is show up to Huntstock on Friday or Saturday to shoot your qualifying round. You just got to shoot once. It's high pressure because you can only shoot once. There's no practice round. You just get up, and whatever you shoot in the qualifying that's your score. That's going to get posted. We might have a couple hundred shooters doing it and qualifying. So the top 16 from Friday, Saturday, cumulative, you can't shoot again on Saturday if you shot Friday for qualifier. It's just going to take the top 16 out of all qualifying shots. Shooters will go into the tournament on Sunday for the national championship, and then face off head-to-head in a 16-person single elimination bracket. So if you win, you make it to the championship all the way to the final. You're going to shoot 4 rounds on Sunday.
And what's good too is now that we got the proof of concept out of the way, I think the competition is going to become stiffer. Like I've talked to a couple of guys that are like, no, I'm doing that. So there's people training, especially now, once we this is kind of the announcement of that there's going to be some money involved, right? So
yeah. The first one, there was no money. It was, and there's just trophies and
clout, and there's prizes for doing it either way, right?
Yep. We're gonna have trophies again too, and everybody who shoots, like, you don't have to shoot it competitively. If you want to just come and do it, you can shoot it, and your time won't go into that qualifying pool. Just let us know, because if you do want to compete, you have to be able to come back on Sunday for the championships. Not everybody's going to be able to do that, but if you want to, you're going to have to be able to come back on Sunday and have to be there. So if you want to just try it and shoot it just for fun, I think majority of people are going to shoot it for fun. We might get 200 people who want to do it competitively that are available to come back on Sunday, and we might have 400 people that just shoot it for fun.
Yeah, but it's not only competitive, right? Like
right.
We have that part of it, but it's also a cool experience, and it's cool to almost test yourself, right? For certain people to just see where you stack up, Yeah,
and it's no pressure. If you want to do it non-competitively, maybe it's just something in your head that's non-pressure, and then you might do it that way and go, that was fun. Maybe I'll do this next time that it comes around. I'll do it competitively and enter the competitive zone. So it's all just getting the word out. But if you shoot it at all, you're going to get entered into special door prizes. That at the Springfield show, I think we had $5,000 in door prizes for and only 180 people, I think, went through it at our first iteration of it.
Yep.
So 1 out of 180, I think we had 14 prizes. You had a really good chance of winning. Of winning,
yeah.
So that whole thing is going to continue to happen. But competitive, you can actually win money.
Yep.
Doing it. So
which is super dope. You know.
Also, we're hoping there's a couple levels that we're working on with the Air Force. Even if they don't, come in with the media content package, we'll probably still do some filming of the event. But
our dream is
our vision, right, is to at this championship have multiple cameras following the whole Sunday tournament, the championship tournament, that 16-person bracket, getting that whole thing filmed professionally, edited into a sporting event style broadcast. Whatever sporting event you see on TV, whether it's like Super Bowl, whatever. It's not going to be.
It's not going to be a Super Bowl, bro. It's going to be like
darts,
golf,
right?
Tournament, yeah,
like
pool,
like something like that,
billiards.
like a secondary.
Yeah.
And we're going to have that's our vision, right?
Yeah.
Like to have announcers. You and I will probably overdub it, but put it out as like.
Yes,
check this out. It's going to be a real watch.
We want to make this a sport, right? It's not. That's
Again,
really
just
the
doing
goal.
Something different, exciting that other, people in the space might not be doing. It's going to feel exciting. It's going to be exciting, fast paced, upbeat. So we're super excited about that. Look out for the final announcement on if Huntstock's going to be the national championships. But if we're doing 3 events before April, it'll be Huntstock. It'll probably be Springfield again next year.
Either way, put your bow in your truck August 10th and don't take it out because there's 3D archery course.
We got our 3D archery course at Huntstock too,
which is awesome. Like you said, most of the people that shot it said it was really great because it's based on real scenarios, right?
Yeah.
It's not
it's
cookie
a hunter's
cutter
course.
Yeah. A hunter's course. That's a good way to describe it.
Yeah. And that's if there's any kind of feedback about the Air Force archery games that you hear is that it's like, oh, guys aren't going to want to do that. They're going to be afraid of that sled push and pull drag. But that's fine. That's what we want. We don't want to, just become something that is, we don't want the same athlete that shoots IBO to necessarily want to or have to shoot. There's going to be a lot of them that are going to want to try our course and they're going to be physically fit enough to push and pull a jet sled 30 yards.
Don't be scared by the jet
Don't be
sled.
afraid by that. It's
if you shoot a deer, what are you going to do? Call someone?
Yeah.
Maybe we should do that. We can do a relay eventually where people can have like their son or their nephew do the pole pot for them. The relay race one, family event.
That is cool. That goes into that other idea that we have.
Yeah. Great.
A different sporting event that may come out of this on the gun side.
Yeah, I was looking up some cool names for it too. I got to share you with at some point. But yeah, that's. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff happening.
And we're going to Total Archery Challenge in a couple weeks up in Vermont at Pico.
Got some merch.
Yeah, we got some new merch that we're going to be unveiling there, but we're also going to be promoting. As long as we shake everything out with the Air Force before then, we can pre-register people for the national championships up there, and you'll get some extra stuff
some
if
perks.
you pre-register. And then if you buy your Huntstock tickets from us up there, you're going to get some perks too. And we're going to be doing an after party on Saturday up there with Darn Tough Socks at a local bar. Trying to work that out. There's a couple that I'm waiting to get back to me on. But we'll do some cool after party up there in conjunction with Darn Tough, who will be at Huntstock.
Yep. Giving away a ton of socks, right? And
Yep.
their socks are actually, I mean, socks are socks, I always thought, right? Until you get like a really good pair of socks, and then you're like, oh, there's definitely a difference,
Yeah,
And
they're lifetime socks, man.
Yeah, they're super solid. I've been using them as of late, and they're really good, so I appreciate them.
Yeah, so they'll be at Huntstock with Northwoods Whitetails, kind of working out of the same booth, a joint booth there, which I think is really cool. Northwoods Whitetails, great group of hunters this year. They assembled a roster of guys that's kind of like what Big Woods Bucks is doing with their roster. I think Northwoods Whitetails doesn't have as many hunters on it as Big Woods Bucks does, but a lot of solid, really good Northwoods hunters focused on tracking. So they'll be there with Darn Tough. Darn Tough's bringing, I think they're going to give away $5,000 worth of socks at Huntstock.
Yep.
Go up to their booth. You spin their wheel and a bunch of stuff you can win. But if you land on it, you'll win a pair of Darn Tough socks, up to $5,000 worth total there.
I know you're gonna sneak away some of these, and I mean, there's some crazy. There's a lineup this year for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, what did we? I mean, as of last week, I think we're pretty much a double the size vendor wise, right?
Yeah, we have 81 vendor booths so far.
There you
So
go. That's more than double last year.
Yeah, I don't even remember exactly what it was last year, but
I think it was about 40. I think you said
81 vendors so far, and it's not done. I'm sure we're gonna make some connections when we're at Total Archery Challenge, and some of those big names will end up jumping on board. There's a few brands that we're talking to that aren't 100% solid yet, and guys that we're waiting to get back to. But even without all of that, we've got our lineup, man. We've got Vortex coming this year, and they're giving away a bunch of awesome door prizes. Kuyu's coming this year. They're giving away some great door prizes. The one that's third in line on here isn't 100% solid yet. I had great conversations with him. I just wanted to put him on here, see how it is. Quiet Cat. Let's hope that Quiet Cat comes.
Oh yeah, that's. I mean,
everything he said, he's like, look, I don't see why we won't be there. This sounds awesome.
Yeah.
I'm considering them in, and they were floating the idea of donating like a $6,700 plus bike for door prizes. So
that's sick.
We'll make that official announcement when it does happen. But I think that's a 95% they're coming. Mossberg's in, Ruger's in, Marlin and Sig Sauer, and they're all giving away guns. We've got 7 guns so far on door prizes.
Woodman, obviously.
Plus Woodman Arms is coming too. Savage Arms is not able to come with an exhibitor booth this year, but they're donating some guns as well to the door prizes. So you're going to be able to win two Mossbergs. Ruger's doing a cross rifle, which is like a $1,700 souped up, amazing tactical gun. I think they're going to let you choose the caliber on it. Marlin and Sig giving away some guns. Sig Sauer Academy got back to me today too. They're going to donate 3 classes up to $190 for the door prizes. Dope. So whatever kind of class you would want to take at Sig Sauer Academy, up to $190. That's really cool. Trophy line, Easton. We mentioned Woodman Arms already. Darn Tough we mentioned. Delta Mackenzie. So Delta Mackenzie, we're refreshing all of our targets on the 3D archery course. So last year there was, I think we had like 10 pro targets and 10 backyard targets. And some guys said, hey, our arrows are blowing through those backyard targets. This year, every target on course is going to be a pro target. So we're refreshing the whole thing. It's going to look awesome.
And we're altering the course a little bit too, so it won't be identical to last year, right? Weren't we talking about?
I believe so.
Because it's going to be slight variations. It's going to curve around a different way.
Yeah, because we're opening up. So
if you think you shot it last year, you didn't shoot it all.
There's slight changes to the hours of the festival. I think last year we opened up at 9 a.m. on Saturday. We're going to open up the festival at 10 a.m. on Saturday this year, an hour later. But we're opening 3D archery every day earlier to like 7 a.m. or close to sunrise, right? So you can come shoot the 3D course and be done before the festival even opens, or we just want to extend the 3D course hours. So if we wanted to, we might change the course so that when people finish, they're not finishing in the festival because if we're not open yet, we don't want people finishing in the festival. So we might just play with the design. The whole overall idea is not going to change. It's going to stay 20 targets. It's going to be a bow hunter's course. It's going to be there's going to be some goblins out there that can get you. We're going to do that one long range shot up at the turn in the field. Our new scoring system there, where it's scored like golf, all of that will be the same. Maybe we'll play with like some adding some prizes into that too, but we don't really want that to be super competitive. You can score yourself and be competitive amongst your group or whatever, but we want the sport part of everything is going to be focused on the Air Force archery games for now. The real competitive part.
Yep.
What else? White Duck Outdoors. They had that beautiful wall tent that you guys would have saw last year that we were using for the gear swap area that didn't really take off. We're going to convert that tent into an outdoor classroom this year at Huntstock. So there's going to be some cool classes that you can take, and because it's going to be 20 people max that can fit into there for those classrooms, it's going to be an intimate experience. We're probably going to open up some kind of pre-register where you got to register for those classes
ahead of time,
and we'll set a date and a time for that where you can get on and choose which classes you want, but put your name in early because those will fill up. But there's going to be some really cool stuff going on in there. And White Duck is they're bringing another tent which will be, I think, have our merch booth, the Huntstock merch, and
Yep.
kind of HQ will be out of that tent. And then they're
Yep.
going to showcase all the other awesome tent products they have that are personal tent, like camping tent for a small order, plus all the way up to their outfitter tents, glamping stuff. They've got a whole lineup of cool stuff. And,
It is cool.
they're an awesome group of dudes too.
That's
Coming
awesome.
out from California, so some Cali bros. WTF Camo's coming back. Sherman Cookers is coming back. Redline is pairing up with Trophy Line. They're sister
Saddle
brother
companies,
Yeah, other saddle companies. Hunt Light, New York Saddle, Hunters. Vital Ground Outdoors has some climbing stuff, some ropes. They're going to be there.
How about some of the celebrities that are?
Yeah.
we got some fresh faces.
Who do we add to the lineup in terms of content creators? So coming back again, Big Woods Bucks, Northwoods Whitetails, Hunt Suburbia, Stagger, Rhode Island Whitetails, Beyond the Boundaries, Outdoor Drive, Just Hunt Club. Those guys all coming back, and then new ones we added this year. We're super excited that Rodney Elmer and the Mountain Deer boys are coming down with their podcast, their YouTube page, just their general great vibes around hunting. Do some seminars, maybe something in the classroom as well.
Our buddy Lanny's still gonna. He's coming.
Oh yeah,
down, too.
Lanny's back too.
You can't skip Lanny.
Lanny's all the way in. He's in for every year. He had so much fun last year.
Yeah.
He's 100% coming back. Him and Timmy Bolduck are doing a deer tracking school right now, and there's actually a few people backed out, so there's some open slots in that. If you want to go and learn from a legend like Lanny Benoit and Timmy, who's an up-and-coming legend, a hell of a hunter himself, and Landon, all three of them, they're doing their deer tracking school in Maine. Just hit Timmy up or Lanny or Landon up. If you want to reach out to me, I can get you guys connected too. But they have a couple more slots. I believe it's 3 nights, 2 days, something like that. I don't know all the details. $1,200 a person, everything included, and get to learn from a legend. So let me know about that. But so they'll be at Huntstock. I think Lanny and Timmy will be doing their seminars kind of together like they did last year, bouncing off each other, teaching something in that outdoor classroom. And of course, you're free to buy Lanny as many beers as you want throughout the
as
weekend.
many as he can drink.
But Lanny told me he lost 25 pounds. He's not drinking nearly as much beer, which is good.
Good. So you have to buy him a shot.
But he dropped 25 pounds. He really wants to get out and try to get one tracking, on film.
Good.
This year, and so he wants to make sure he's in good shape for that. So
that's awesome.
that's all good. Who else is coming that wasn't there last year? So Joe Donito from the Adirondacks,
Upstate New York, yeah.
Another legendary hunter, great guy. He's going to be coming. He's checking to see if his boys are coming with him. Steve Grabowski. Jim Massett is recently celebrated, I believe, his 85th birthday. It might have been 84. So TBD if he's going to come make the trek, but we'd love to see him at Huntstock too. But Joe's going to be doing some seminars, hanging out all weekend. He'll have a booth there as well. John Altman and the Hunting Me boys that we went to ATA with.
Hunting Me. I know we've done a couple of trips since the last time too. We did that, the ATA trip, and we got to do the film festival too, which we're thinking about having
making
our
a
own.
splash in the film festival at Huntstock.
Yep. It's coming soon. You'll know soon.
Yeah, maybe 2024.
Yep.
But we're putting in some details and making an announcement. So.
Yeah, and we went to Maine too. That was a good trip.
Yeah.
Which we went up to the Big Woods Bucks spring thaw.
Yep.
And while we were there, we did some scouting. Ended up in a deer yard. Pat got surrounded by coyotes. I thought I was gonna have to go rescue him across a bog. I don't know quite where he was, but he's still here. And then we ended up going to that other place on closer to the coast in the farmland where I grew up hunting.
We just wanted to get out of some snow.
Yep, and we ended up finding some good sign over there.
I'm telling you, dude, I love that part of Maine for some
it's
reason.
gorgeous.
I really the Northwoods are awesome all the way up there, Jackman and North. really, really cool up there too.
That central Maine kind of
It's
coastal
like-
area is
yeah,
awesome.
and it
It's just-
even feels big woods. From being around here, you still have 5,000 acres you can roam without hitting
there's
something.
plenty of woods out there.
you
Yeah,
know? So I just loved it, and
Yeah.
the buck sign and the pictures
that place is still available, man. Maybe after mid year next year, we might have Huntstock,
What place?
Maine. That patch of land that we were looking
Oh
at.
man, yeah, I'm looking at 100 acres right near there.
Oh
That's
man, that'd be crazy.
a beautiful field, and it looks like that would be some great hunting there.
And a great spot to do a festival too. The North Festival.
Exactly. I could just picture myself camping in that gorgeous field, setting up
Yep.
a bunch of
White duck
campsites.
tents.
Yeah, a bunch of campsites. Exactly. Sitting around a fire, bringing the kids.
Yep.
It's getting to that age now where Austin's getting old enough to do stuff like that. I've been taking Austin out looking for deer, which is one of my favorite things when I was a kid. And I used to do with my dad, and driving around, 7 to 8 last hour, and he's loving it. He's got his own binoculars. We'll park at a field. He gets in the front with me. And so getting to that age where just thinking about what we can do in the outdoors with him,
Yeah, you got to do it. I took my daughters out. We went fishing at the Quabbin last week, and it's funny. This dude that works at the ranger booth there had, I had to pull up and give him my name. He was like, because there was already boats were out. He was like, yeah. What's your name? We're kind of out of boats. And I tell him, I'm like, Burns. Burns is the last name. And he's like, you're not Pat Burns, are you? And I'm like, yeah.
Look at you, dude.
Yeah. He's
Celebrity.
like, yeah. He's like the electric buck, man. Yeah. So shout out to Kyle out there at the Quabbin. But yeah, I think he had followed a lot of the stories, so I'm sure he's a listener of your podcast.
Yeah, cool.
So shout out to Kyle. But yeah, it was cool. So I took same thing. My group of kids. I've exposed them all to the outdoors a little bit, but I didn't want to force feed it to them. Kind of give them small doses. So, but they all see deer everywhere we go now too. So that's awesome that you're doing it at this age.
Yeah.
Like when we're driving now, my head's always on a swivel, but when I get the kids in the car, I try to be a little better. So the kids become my eyes now as we're driving. They're like, deer over there, deer over there.
Yeah.
So that's awesome.
Yep. Yeah, man, that area, man, we scouted. I'm excited. I really want to go hunt that this year with you.
We
with,
should.
with-
And
with
how many
guns.
deer did we see on the ride up and the ride down? Like the myth is that there's
No deer.
there's more deer here than there. And if you just drive the way we drove up there, we saw more friggin' deer.
I mean, they're
We-
more
we- it was
yarded up,
over a
right? So they're coming from a long ways away, but there was a lot of.
We saw like over 100 on the road, like as we were
On the way
driving.
back,
on
we
the
saw
way back,
200, I
Yeah,
think.
it was something ridiculous. Like
Between-
we'd see fields that had 30 deer in them.
starting in Jackman, but then really like once you got to Skowhegan and down there,
There was a lot more.
yeah, there all the way to the airport in Augusta.
Yep.
There's just a lot of deer.
That first yard that we went to, there's got to be some sheds in there, man. That was like carpets of deer.
Yeah, that was fun. We went. We when was that? Was that on
That
the
was
way up?
that was on the way up. I grabbed this old map that I got that shows where a lot of deer yards have been for as long as people have been keeping records. So we just decided to test the map out to see if it worked. We ended up going to the first one that was like the closest to us behind this people's house, and once again, obviously, I walk up to the house and
Yeah, there was like big rivers on two sides, and then a big chunk and a hill and a gnarly swamp, and there's only 3 properties in between where we could access that yard area. And yeah, Pat
I walked up. So yeah, he's got footage of that.
Pat
Probably-
doesn't. I don't. For some reason, it's not in me to. I've been a salesman. I can, not afraid of rejection. I just don't like walking up to people in their
I
driveways
love it.
and stuff.
I
You
love it. I live for it. Just because it's like, you might get shot, you might not.
That's your whole life, bro.
I know.
Projects
one way,
and then,
one way or another. So it's I mean, I just don't think that. I think a lot of people don't ask, right? So for all permissions,
It was a great
especially
connection.
shed hunting. Yeah, it was. They were awesome. They were from where? New York, somewhere, Long Island.
Yeah, they ended up.
That
It's like a mom and her.
They were kind of strange, but
and
yeah,
her grown son that lives there. He's probably 35, and they're like, yeah, during the pandemic, we fled the city. I think they moved from Long Island, and they're like, we came up here and bought this place. I was like, yeah, how's it been? He goes, it's brutal up here. He
Yeah.
said something like that. He was like, it's brutal or it's rough. It's rough living,
yeah,
but they're sticking it out.
yeah. They keep
And they're beautiful. Just a beautiful place. You
It was
walk
an
out
awesome
your backyard,
property.
get get back there into that swamp where those two rivers converge. It's just beautiful.
There was so much deer shit, man. That yard was loaded, but although it looked like there was a foot of snow on the ground in some areas and it was really compact, you'd like step off a little bit and you'd be up to your waist. So it was like a waste of time really looking for shit. We should. There's got to be some stuff there. I mean, that place was loaded.
Everything's melted.
Yeah. Do a couple days, go up, do
trout
that.
Fish.
I bet there's trout right there in that brook.
Oh yeah, and I'm sure and right now the bite's getting good. We just have so much going on trying to find the right weekend to do it, but we got to go put cameras in that big spot.
I know, we should have.
Where you found the dead head.
Which was awesome. So we topped that off by going to this spot I had permission on. Scouted that for a little while. We poked around. We saw a lot of sign, different
tons of sign in there too.
Yeah, stuff everywhere. We found some super cool areas that look good for all seasons, and then kind of towards the end we started finding some fur. Your buddy started finding it first, right?
Yeah, we found a pile of fur, and that was cool because we all kind of contributed to that head a little bit.
That head will be in here soon.
I was like, I feel like we gotta go up this hill. This is kind of where I hunted when I was hunting in here last year.
Yeah, and there was a lot of feeding going on in there.
A lot of feeding up here, and so we're like, yeah, let's do it. We can't skip that. So we start going up that hill. Scotland found some a pile of fur. I told Scotland, hey, when you see a pile of fur like that, scan around to find the skull, because you never know, it could be a buck.
But he didn't have to tell me that. I already knew that. So I was 3 steps ahead of them, both jogging. I was
already looking for the head.
And I found it, and ended up being a really nice deadhead, actually.
Yeah.
Younger deer, but solid genetics for sure.
Solid genetics, because he had a tiny foot on him. Remember his foot?
Yeah.
His foot was tiny. It looked like a yearling foot. Almost like between a fawn and a yearling. It was just a small
hoof,
foot.
yeah. But he had a hell of a rack on him.
Yeah. So we're getting that. Are we giving that to a Central Mass Euro Mounts?
Yeah, I haven't given it to him yet. It's just sitting in my garage. But
yep.
I actually thought of it yesterday. I'm like, man, I got to pick up the one that he hopefully is done with for me.
Yeah, I just hit him up. They're coming back to hunt stock too. Central Mass Euro Mount does great Euro mounts with his beetles. Does a great job. So they're coming back too. But yeah, man, I don't know. It was a really fun day doing that scout down in that area. Me, you, and Scotland, and then we went out for a baller dinner. And
we did in Waterville, which I grew up in.
Waterville's like a weird but cool city. Like there's one street that it feels like it's like a big city vibe. You have some little bit of a city.
Yeah, it's kind of, you get
semblance there, right?
It was cool because that was some good. That was a good steak.
Great
man.
restaurant. Yeah, like I could see us hunting up there, and then
glamping,
and then at night fucking go in town and get some really nice food too.
Yep. It's awesome. It's a great area.
There's some bow zone areas around there too that we could, the
extended
bow
archery
season, if we wanted to.
It was an expanded archery zone. That's what it's called. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, we definitely should. We definitely should do it.
Early archery up there.
Get up there before the black flies get up there.
Yeah.
Which is soon. So.
Yeah, we should try to get that done. But yeah, so that was a fun trip. We did Indiana, ATA show. That was cool.
We also threw a Detroit trip in there.
We went to Detroit last year. Yeah, where Eminem
literally
started out battling.
Yep, which was
Joyner
dope
Lucas
too.
Had his concert there.
Yep.
That was cool. We're still working on Joyner Lucas, trying to get him some sponsorship deals, partnerships.
Yeah, I was thinking of one just as we were just talking to this. I'm like, Sig Sauer. Imagine the first rapper sponsored by a gun brand.
Totally. I think there's a lot of these brands
that would be insane.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. Like, that would just be so different, just because rap and guns kind of go together in a negative way.
Yeah.
But if you put it together in a positive way, because he actually is
he's got his LTC. He's a
That's
legal
it.
carrying. Yep.
That could be do it the right way. And then
we can at least bring him to the 6 Hour Academy and do some footage up there and film some stuff.
Yeah.
Actually teaching him how to use his weapon better.
Yeah, which would be super dope. Like that would be cool. That would be super dope.
And then the camo brands, man. Camo and hip hop go together too. There's never been that marriage of like, imagine First Light or Veil Camo or even Origin. We met Origin too on that main trip.
Yeah, that was awesome too. That was the guy's name.
Stopped by Origin headquarters.
Jason? No,
top of my head, I'm forgetting right now. Forgive me if you're watching. But Origin was cool, man. We want them to come to Huntstock too. They're doing everything the right way, sourcing
Got my Origin hat
all
on
their
right here.
Yep, all their product in America. Doing
Those
their,
machines were crazy too.
Crazy.
I mean, we got to walk through the whole factory, and we got to see how all that stuff works. And you don't think of how much technology goes into making a garment or a pair of jeans, but
yeah.
You just look at jeans like it just came that way. But no, there's a lot that goes into it.
I could see Joyner wearing like
Some
Origin
Origins.
camo.
Yeah.
Totally, being his camo brand.
That's what I'm saying. That would make the most sense if we marry some of those,
And we talked with, I mean, even just those conversations with the guys at Origin where they're like, yeah, we didn't even realize we'd be freaking selling geese like this. But
Oh, yeah,
they
exactly.
sell geese because Jocko got involved. And Jocko Willink, he's a celebrity, wanted to be involved in the business same way that Joyner could. And all of a sudden it starts a whole new branch of the business that they didn't realize was there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Origin already hits the hunter population. Part of like this show that we're developing that's going to be the live late night show. It's going to be kind of a little bit of that mix in the
Blend
rap,
in those ecosystems. We're trying to stir it up.
blend the music world and the hunting world, and there's got to be a lot more people like us out there. And plus, even if you don't like hip hop or rap or into music that much, you're going to want to be watching the show just because of the characters we're going to have in here.
You just never know. This is funny. So yesterday, I just want you to just improv. I just want you to read this initial message. This just came yesterday, just to show you uniqueness. Like just,
Should I say who it's from?
I mean, yeah, go ahead. I think you might be a fan too. But yeah, just
Dan Perry. Hey, Pat, loved hearing you on some podcasts. You sure have those big bucks dialed in. I love the deer hunt up in Maine, but I live to chase giant native brook trout. I love filming and have thousands of pictures, but I'm sure you know better than anyone it's hard sharing some things because you want to protect them. Also have a love for writing raps and freestyles. And when I started looking at some of your other work, I was really impressed. Anyway, just thought I would give you a shout. Hope you have some big bucks on the hit list.
but there you go. So literally, rap and hunting.
Is this
I think so. But yeah, you don't got to go that far.
a rap that he wrote?
I think so. But yeah, but just the that was yesterday. So that was yesterday. So that's just like a. How random is that? Another hunter who enjoys hip hop. But I mean,
There's a lot, man. There's a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah,
And not
there's
just
more.
hip hop, it's music
Yeah,
in general,
yeah.
man. There's a couple
There's,
people
like-
that hit
like-
me up that are I'm in live bands. I used to be in a punk band. And
yeah, there's just sometimes there's stereotypes and there's like division and stuff, and we just assume that there's division when I think people are so much more alike than not alike, and I think that's going to be the whole premise of this new kind of show that we're going to do, the live one, where it's blending those worlds. Just because I feel like me personally, I'm kind of a bridge to a bunch of these different worlds where I'm in one room one day and in one room another day, and it's like completely different worlds. Trap house one day, state house the next. It's like what?
Charlie Baker to
Charlie Bellows. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out my
Pat,
guy.
Pat did all of Charlie Baker's campaign stuff.
A decent amount, not all of it, but
Yeah,
a lot of it back in 2018. Yeah, I worked on a lot of it.
Was it a re-election campaign at that point, or was it his first?
No,
run?
it was re-election, yeah. But it was cool. He was a good guy for sure, and got to meet a lot of cool people on that journey. But during that journey, I also, it was just like one day. I think one day I went from shooting some stuff to him to go visit one of my buddies somewhere who is on the opposite end of that spectrum, and it literally was the exact opposite. So in one day, I saw like the circle of life.
Yeah.
Completely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Won't get into it too much, but it was complete circle of life. Like,
Yeah.
all right.
And this show that we're gonna do, whereas we do want to like blend those worlds together and like, it's not gonna be like NPR style. We're gonna have a lot of fun.
Yeah,
We're
it's
gonna
gonna
be
be
making
joking,
fun
laughing.
of each other. It's like it's just gonna be like the boys sitting around in deer camp essentially.
Yep. Like Pat's gonna do everything in his diaper.
Or we're gonna get some people in here who have never been into a deer camp before, or would have been afraid to, or would have never had the opportunity to. It's gonna be like that. It's like they're gonna walk in here and be like, "Damn, this is awesome. This is
Yeah.
a vibe." And
Yeah.
then see where that goes. But yeah, man, that's I am excited for that. We just got to find the right producer. So if somebody's watching that wants to, what do we? I mean,
I mean,
a lot of it you're going to be able to learn along the way, but if you have any
little bit computer savvy, understand. Just understand a little bit of that technology side of stuff. The
If
rest of
you
it,
are
I
a
think,
hunter
and you're
who-
passionate about it, and you want to
Yeah.
do something cool like that. I think more than anything, we can train whoever, But one, you got some time in the evenings over the next year. You're not planning on moving to Hawaii or anything in the next 3 months, and
midweek probably Tuesday,
Yep.
Wednesday, Thursday, probably a Wednesday night. If we can.
yeah, and then we'll, you won't be locked in fully all the time. We'll have some alternates that people can come in and help and stuff like that. But someone who's passionate about it and excited to try to learn and be in this ecosystem around us, and see some of the stuff we're doing behind the scenes, which will present its own opportunities for them as well.
Studios in Framingham. If if you're close, that's great. If you don't mind driving an hour, that's fine too. But
You know what I just realized?
what?
Where's the wood stove going?
I've been thinking about it. I don't think we have space
Shit.
really.
All right.
We could figure it out if we wanted to do it. Yeah, we had an idea to have a wood stove in here that doesn't obviously work, but makes the
Just for aesthetic.
makes the vibe a little different. Maybe in that big wall. Once we get that wood out of here.
Maybe a mock fireplace.
Yep.
Something.
But the vibe's coming together in here anyway. Let's go through a little bit more on who's coming again. The hunt stock. Where did I leave off? Stagger. Tracking 200, Jeff Doyle. He's part of Northwoods Whitetails as well. Bow Hunt Mass.
Of course he's going to be there.
Of course. Bow Minded.
Yep. Good.
Met
great.
that dude. He's a dope dude.
Got some great apparel too.
Got some great hunting apparel. I think I said Hunt Light already for saddles. Adirondack Bucks and Beyond. So we've got a good Adirondack contingent coming. Last year we didn't really have any representation.
Yeah, it's kind of spreading out,
speakers and stuff. But yeah, now with Joe Donito's group, and there's another group called 80K Buck Trackers or 80K Trackers. They're coming as well. Another great group of hunters. And then Adirondack Bucks and Beyond. So three great Adirondack groups. Bay State Waterfowl Outfitters. They're a waterfowl outfitter right here in Massachusetts. They'll be there. You can book a hunt with them if you want to get into waterfowl. Maine Whitetail Adventures. They are an outfitter out of Maine, tracking. You can book with them. You can obviously book with Big Woods Bucks up there as well. So we've got at least 3 outfitters. If you want to book some kind of a hunt or trip, you can see what they offer. We got to get in touch with, or this is reminding me now too, our guy Bobby Hart.
Oh, yeah.
From Hart Rifles.
We should call him as soon as we're done.
He's a super good dude. He's interested in what we're doing. He wants to come up and do something. And if he comes in, that Missouri whitetail outfitter that we went to dinner with that night too.
Yep.
They're gonna come. That's just like they're like, hey, if Bobby goes, we're in. So,
Yeah, he's a good guy.
gotta work out those details.
So something I was just thinking about too is how's the volunteer program shaping up so far, and what if any is there room for some more people that might
Yeah,
want to
dude.
be a part of it? Because last year, the majority of people that volunteered last year signed on to do it again this year.
They
Like
can't wait to
literally
do it again.
reached out to us about doing it.
Yep.
So they're excited. We put together an awesome
Yep.
volunteer package of door prizes specific for you guys that want to volunteer. So
So you have a much better chance of winning stuff in that volunteer only door prize drawing.
Yep. And the prizes are equal. There's some good stuff in there.
Last year I went a little crazy, I think, at the end because it was such an awesome event, and it just was like, we did the volunteer only door.
He was like Oprah, just giving
I
away
was just
stuff.
like, all right, and then whatever you guys want for merch, just grab it. Grab as much as you want. I think we probably gave away like $5,000 in merch.
Yeah, I remember this year we were like, dude, what happened to the rest of the boxes? I'm like, you probably gave them away, bro.
But that's totally fine. We need volunteers to run the business. You can't have an event like this. I learned that at Spartan Race. Spartan Race has 500 volunteers per day. Hunt stock, we only really need 15, 20 per day. But we can definitely use more people. If you want to volunteer, if you were there last year, I sent an email out to everybody who was there last year seeing who wanted to come back. Not everybody responded, so if you didn't see it or whatever and you're watching this, send me an email. Let me know that you're back in for volunteering, what days you can do it, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. Even Thursday. We need help Thursday as well. That's setup day, vendor setup day. So you can volunteer one day, all 4 if you want. want you to be able to enjoy the event too. So, but a lot of guys are like, look, I'm in all 4 days, so that's great. And we'll take care of you. We got awesome the volunteer only prizes. We got snacks. You'll be a part of the inner circle and get to come to that Thursday night VIP party as well. So yeah, hit me up if you want to volunteer. It was a great experience for everybody that did it last year. And we need them, so we can never have too many. So send me an email, huntsuburbia@gmail.com, or DM me, or get a hold of Pat or whatever, and we'll just we'll make it happen. On that note, I was just thinking of something. Oh yeah, that Thursday night VIP party. That's for anybody setting up, all the exhibitors, the farm staff. All the volunteers.
And the vendors are going to be. Some vendors are going to be staying on site this year too, right?
Yeah, there's going to be camping available for vendors only, but I believe a small limited amount. So we got to get to the farm soon and go through final details on that. But vendors, at least some vendors, will have the option to stay on site. So that'll create a cool little vibe there too. But Thursday night, that VIP party, if you're not a volunteer or exhibitor or whatever and you still want to go to that, it's a perk if you get the Super Pass, the Huntstock Super Pass this year. So, again, it's $40 per day to get into Huntstock. It's $80 if you want to get a 3-day pass, which gets you in all 3 days. Basically, it's a day for free. And then it's $25 every time you shoot the 3D archery course if you want to do that. Or you can get a Super Pass for $150, so you get all 3 days entry. You can shoot the course as many times as you want. So if you do it once a day, that's $75 plus the $80, $155. It's only $150 to get the Super Pass. You're going to get 6 door prize entries with the Super Pass, whereas all the other the $80 3-day pass, you're only getting 3 door prize entries. So
you double up on that.
You want to get a little bit extra to win those sweet prizes, plus basically have unlimited access. Get the Super Pass, plenty of value in there, and you get invited to that Thursday night party. You can go be a part of that too, which is going to be a really cool thing. We're adding live music this year. At least we don't know all the hours yet, but for the after party, we'll have some live music. After parties on Friday and Saturday night up at Wildwoods.
And Friday night, what are we offering? Aren't we offering after 5 o'clock Friday night?
Yep. And Friday night. So for all you guys out there that say, "Oh, $40 is too expensive," and it's not. With what we're building here, it really isn't. $40, you're going to make that back in a discount on some gear and that you can't get anywhere else. Plus all the legends that are there, all the content, all the love,
the experience, just the vibe is worth.
Man.
I mean, dude, you spend $40 on anything, but it's different. It's a good vibe. So,
but if it seems expensive to you guys, show up on Friday after 5 o'clock.
You get it for free.
It's free on Friday after 5. You'll get a couple hours of the festival.
A taste test, just enough to get them hooked.
So, the festival closes at 7. We do the door prize. Well, we do the. It doesn't close at 7. We do the door prize drawing at 7.
You'll get to watch some of that, but you won't be able to. You'll want to enter after that, right? Yep. You'll be back the next day.
That'll end, I think, 7:45, 7:30, maybe 8 o'clock, depending how long the door prizes go. And then always after the door prizes, then the after party starts up at the bar. Wildwood made some awesome improvements. They built a sweet patio. Like this, the land has been improved in a bunch of different ways. So they're taking pride in this whole thing. Not that they never did before. Their farm is awesome and amazing, but they're making improvements on it. That patio bar is going to be awesome. The after party is going to be sick. We're going to have live music going there too. But yeah, if you show up after 5 on Friday, you can get in for free. You won't get a door prize entry ticket or anything, but you can check out the festival. You can stay the after party and drink some beers and listen to music too.
For sure.
And then hopefully you see how great of an event it is, and you come back on Saturday.
Yeah, tell your friends to tell a friend.
Yep.
That's it.
Yeah, so good. Thanks for reminding me about that, because that's a big thing.
Yeah, for sure.
And then kids under 12 are free again.
We're trying to get some of the local sportsmen's clubs involved too. So if any of you guys are members of a local sportsmen's club somewhere here in New England or wherever you are, actually, make sure you reach out, DM Pat, or shoot him shoot him an email, because we have a kind of a special offer that we want to provide to local sportsmen's clubs and their and their members, so that they can have access too. So if you're a member of a sportsman's club, or you run one or anything like that, make sure you reach out to us, because we'd love to get some of you guys in there and kind of get the word out to some people that may not be as internet savvy, right? So it's kind of our responsibility as people that are more tech savvy to make sure we let the people that may not be that still got flip phones about what's going on, so they get a chance to go
so
there.
You're not going to be those guys that we're talking about aren't watching this right now, but somebody who's like that. So
you got to let them know.
Make sure we let those older dudes and the guys who just don't want to be connected to the internet, let them know about Huntstock, because it is for all generations, man.
Yeah, and that's literally part of it is we're kind of blending those worlds together. We're kind of creating the bridge between those generations. So that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
That circles back to you with taking Austin out looking for deer. At some point, someone that was older introduced us all to this. So it's circle back and bring them and let them enjoy the experience. So
yeah, it's all you gotta give back. And speaking of that, GiveToThose.org again will be benefiting from the 3D archery course. A percentage of the fees, people who buy and shoot our 3D course will go to Give to Those. If you want to sponsor one of the targets, we got 20 targets available, $100 each. All that goes right to Give to Those as well. So they benefit veterans and servicemen, police and anybody who's fallen in the line of duty. They make plaques and honor them. So that's a great organization. We've also got New England Adventures coming back, who does some great stuff, so you can benefit them at Huntstock. Hunt of a Lifetime as well. There's a bunch of good nonprofits that are coming.
Northeast big bucks, right?
Yep, Northeast Big Buck Club will be there again.
They'll be there as well,
doing their scoring.
Jeff and Jim and the whole team over there.
That whole team is a volunteer organization. They work their asses off.
Yeah, they do, and they've done it for years, and 25 years actually. I just got that book. So
they made it more exciting to hunt in the Northeast with what they did.
Yeah, they built the foundation for us to be able to do what we're doing now, essentially. So.
Yep.
So they're a big part of what we do. We appreciate them.
Yeah.
So they'll be there.
And make sure you're signing up and becoming a member and getting their awesome magazine they put out all the time too.
Bring your racks so you can get them scored. Actually,
$25 or $30 a year. I forget what it is though. But make sure if you appreciate what Northeast Big Buck Club is doing, you're sending them some money so they benefit as well.
Yeah, and I think we have a couple of free. Yeah, a couple of. You could do an impromptu. Offer,
Yep.
But yeah, maybe next time.
They'll be there scoring, but so bring your heads though, because it's a good time. A lot of people get their heads back in spring or in the summer and after other shows and scoring events happen. So I think they scored like 70 deer or something at Huntstock last year, and it was one of their bigger scoring events ever.
Yeah.
So that was cool. So do that again. We got some guys from Ohio coming out this year, the Buckeye Brothers. They got a little content YouTube page. They're really cool guys, but starting to spread out to the Midwest too, and get some of those guys to tap in and be a part of what we're doing. Caitlin Armstrong, Primitive Patriot. These are all content creators that are coming too.
Who's the athletic dude that's coming? The athletic
Max.
dude. Yeah.
Max.
What's his deal? What's he about?
I got to tap back in with him, but Max Fennel, he's an athlete, a triathlete. He's a traditional archer and a hunter.
Where's he coming from? Somewhere in the West Coast, right?
California. Yep.
Yeah, so that's crazy.
He's got a I'm forgetting the name of it right now. Might be the United Hunters Project or something like that. But he's all about getting people of color involved in the outdoors and keeping the heritage and tradition for people of color alive and strong. He's got some indigenous in him as well. But he's an awesome dude, and I think he's going to come and shoot the Air Force Archery Games. He's going to bring his nonprofit, and that's great because we do want to get, again, with what we're doing too, blending maybe this hip-hop and music world and with hunting and everything. We want to make an effort to make hunting available to everybody and teach people who would not have otherwise known about it. And that's what his whole project's about. So
That's dope. Great.
I got to get back in touch with him and get his plane ticket and stuff booked because he's a great dude. And if anybody's doing the Air Force archery games and you're a traditional archer, you're gonna have it. If Max Fennel comes out, you're gonna have
your work cut out for you.
Yeah. He's a beast. He's fast. He's a triathlete and he's a good archer. So that's exactly the kind of athlete that
the level we want.
Level of what we're gonna do in the
with the competitive
world,
stuff.
That and like the Cam Hanes, like that'll be the elite, high level type of athlete that is going to thrive in this sport. But again,
as it progresses,
I'm sure there's going to be some fat guys that surprise people
some
too.
Heavier.
It's
guys.
not like it's not. You don't need a shit ton of endurance, man. They might.
What if they can they legally just grab the sled and put it on their shoulder and just jog with it and then spin around jog with it? I mean, is there any rule? Do we have rules
not right
for that?
now? But you're making me think. We do got to write an actual when there's money
keep it on the
involved,
ground. Yeah,
a real rule book too. Come up with some stringent rules. Some gun dogs. There's gonna be 3 gun dog companies coming. Teufel Hunting Dogs. That's Chris Alberini's company. Granite State Gun Dogs and V3 Gun Dogs. So if you've ever wanted to train dogs that you have for hunting, waterfowl, whatever, these guys do dog training, and I think some of them will sell dogs that have come from a line of gun dogs and hunting dogs as well.
How about the guy from last year that did the tracking?
Oh, the blood tracking? Yeah, they're coming back too.
That was an awesome experience.
Mike LaFleur, yep. And what was the dog's name?
Snoopy or something? Something.
It wasn't Snoopy. It was Freddie.
Freddie. I know it had a Y in it somewhere.
Freddie. So Freddie's coming back. That whole thing we did with
Mass Wildlife,
the
cutting barn,
Brookline Cutting Barn. By the way, he's donating 5 deer cuttings too. So like $190 or $200. It depends on the weight, right? Whatever your deer is, but he's donating 5 of those to the door prizes this year, which is sick. So 5 fully processed.
That's worth your $40 right there if you're planning on shooting a deer next year.
Yeah, he was gonna come with a booth this year. He was excited about it, but something double booked that weekend. He's like, hey, I'm gonna donate. He's still gonna come and do the butchering demonstration.
Yeah.
So Mass Wildlife gets a deer from a farm. They show right from there. It comes dead but freshly killed, and then they will show you how to field dress that deer. Then they hang it up on the back of Brookline Cutting Barn's truck, and he goes through the whole process on how to butcher it. And then they take the blood from that deer, and Mike LaFleur will go out and sprinkle it and set up a training track for his dog, and then throw a leg as the prize out there somewhere just to show you. And then they do a demonstration on how these tracking dogs, which you can't use in Massachusetts to recover game, but we hope that this kind of helps
educates the people that are because I can understand the misconception, right, that if you're tracking a deer or an animal with a dog, that you have like a friggin' deadly hound that's gonna treat this, this is like a predator that's going to treat this animal like it's its meal and just go and take it down for the hunter. And that is not the case. If you see Freddie looks,
dog.
Yeah, Freddie literally looks like, he's literally is the tiniest thing ever. And a lot of those tracking dogs are super small like that. And they look harmless. There's no way that thing's taking a deer down on its own in any universe. So, hopefully that'll help educate people and maybe get some laws changed in that capacity,
Yep.
But in the meantime, you can just use a drone with some thermal imagery for $18,000.
Yeah, the drone guy.
Yeah.
Want to try to get him.
I was talking to somebody recently, and they were saying how they tried to reach out to the state. It might have been Chad Whitcomb. They tried to reach out to the state in regards to doing some drone recovery.
I think Chad's coming to Huntstock too with his backyard sense.
Yeah, of course.
We just haven't made it official, but he's told me that he's coming in.
He was there last year, but didn't come as a...
He didn't come with his brand, but then there was no scent company, so...
I feel like he was there, right? Did I see him there? I feel like I saw everybody that I know there that's in the outdoor world, but... can't put
Yep.
it together.
I mean, he makes those awesome scents. He would crush it there.
Yep, for sure.
So I think Chad will be doing something. Josh Durant will be back with his art. He's been making some incredible stuff. You've been following him on Instagram.
Yep.
He's posting some really cool stuff.
Yep, I have mine up on the wall.
Yep.
Finally, I found a home for it.
That's awesome. That's a beautiful painting you did.
It really is. It's great. I really appreciate it.
And then David Wisman, a new artist. We want to keep growing that art part of it too. If you make
an
art,
artist,
any kind of wildlife art or crafts or whatever related to the outdoors, like we want this to be an art festival too. I was just looking at the old Woodstock '69 poster last night, because this all kind of stemmed with an inspiration from, like, you know, coming together, like that Woodstock vibe. Yeah, we're not a bunch of hippies, right? But everybody having an open mind about every group that wants to come to Huntstock and just love hunting. That's where it all stemmed from. I was just looking at the first poster, and it is billed as a music and art festival, I believe, art fair. So people forget at that thing there was a lot of art, a lot of artists. I want more of that. There's a lot of great artists out there,
and a lot of great wildlife photography people too. I wonder if we
Totally.
can get some of them there too.
Yeah.
There's,
100%.
I mean, you're shooting them, you're just keeping them alive after.
Yep. But David Wisman's awesome. He does some really big, awesome paintings. He is friends with John Altman.
Oh, okay.
John got me in touch with him. Just a great guy. You know, any of the guys that the Altmans are friends with are going to be great guys.
Solid, yeah.
They're just solid.
super solid guys. That was awesome. And Indy was awesome with those dudes. I'm actually supposed to go up soon with William and do some exploration out in his neck of the woods with the metal detector, which is my
That'd be fun, man.
Yeah, he's got some remote cool areas. So it's cool. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff coming up, man. I'm excited. 20 different things going at once, but they're all going.
Yep. Yeah, what else can we think about? The door prizes, I mean, we went through a bunch of them. There's so many more. It's going to be well over $30,000, I'm sure, in what we're giving away this year.
Easy.
Last year we said 15, and we ended up giving away 30.
This year we're saying 30.
That's just how it ends up, you know.
Yeah.
Yokohama wasn't able to donate tires this year, which kind of sucks, but I think they're really the only ones that kind of aren't coming back in terms of donating door prizes. But yeah, man, it's super exciting. We've got a lot. I'm sure there's going to be another 10 big brands that we announced before the show. We've still got 3 months, but get your tickets online, because there still is a possibility that Saturday sells out. We realized last year on the farm that we have bigger capacity than what we thought originally, so we can fit more than 2,000 people a day. That's what the farm capped us at last year, but we're kind of open-ended right now, but at a certain point, they're going to say, hey, we can't do it, we're going to have to cut it off. So
Fire marshal's going to be there.
if you want to be there Saturday, which is all days are going to be packed with awesome stuff, but Saturday will be a little bit more door prizes, a little bit more going on. It's the longest day. So if you want to make sure you're there, get your online ticket, get your 3-day pass, or get the super pass. It's going to be the best value. Yeah, what about shed hunting? Let's talk a little bit more about hunting.
Of course, you want to talk about shed hunting
before we
year.
end this one.
Of course, you'd like to talk about shed hunting this year. You killed it, right? What did you get, like 30 something? I probably found 25 total.
Really? So you haven't been
a
showing me
a quiet 25. Yeah, I mean, a lot of them are chewed. Like I had one today that I found the other day that I literally just gave to some dude and his dog at Dunkin' Donuts. It was like half chewed. I found a bunch of kind of mediocre ones, nothing crazy. The ones that I was really after kind of eluded me this year. I'm sure I'm going to trip over them as soon as I go to put cameras out for the season. But, like I said, there was no acorns in my area, so they were browsing and just kind of roaming everywhere, eating anything. So there was no rhyme or reason. And I grid searched a ton of really good areas.
We've also had a busy ass spring.
Yeah. I definitely put in less time, but I mean, I've definitely found them. I found a couple good sets. It's nothing crazy. I found it was with my buddy when he found one side of a giant that kind of went off the radar a little bit last year. That I have 2 sets from previous years. Was a friggin' monster last year. That this year is going to be a gargantuan.
Gargantuan buck.
Yeah.
The Jim Gallagher word.
The gargantuan. I love that word. But yeah, you found the whole wall next year, right? Most of those are this year.
Actually, these two aren't, but yeah. I
This
didn't
one
find
right
any
here?
monsters either, but that one with the split
That's-
G3,
That's a solid one too.
that's a good one too. They just don't, they're not huge scorers. This one's awesome though.
He's got a lot of character, a lot of color.
5-point chocolate with a kicker here. Could be a 6-point.
Yeah, you did.
This year. This year he'll be. I measured it. If he had a matching side, he would have been 130 inches. So this year will probably be 140.
Yep. No, he's a nice.
He'll be a good buck.
You found a ton of sheds this year. You were sending me videos. You were out all the time. You sent me the video where you had all the sheds on your table looking like a
Yeah.
butterfly. Like
Yep.
you got plenty,
It was definitely my best shed season.
which is going to set you up for a great hunting season too.
This match is a beast of a 6-pointer. He's an older 6. A lot of these though were in places that you can't hunt. So you gotta. And I've never even tried to hunt. Where I found a majority of these, I've never even tried to hunt around them. 'Cause
Yeah.
I know it's really hard to find, and there's quite a few people who do already. So.
Yep.
But I
So
do
you're-
like shed hunting that area. This one's in a place that I can hunt, and this is a brand new spot, so that'll be fun. Get a camera. I got so many places I got to get cameras out to. So
I know.
I'm so far behind on all that.
I still
shit.
got cameras out that I haven't even gone and
Me too.
retrieved yet that are just sitting there, and I'm just paying like Tacticam every month and Spy Point bills on cameras that are dead. That's something that should happen. Tacticam and Spy Point. If you notice that someone's camera is dead, why are you charging me? You charged me like 6 months in a row, and you know the battery's on 0. I just can't get to it, bro. Give me a break.
Yeah, exactly. I got a lot of those too. I got a climbing. I still got a climber in a tree I got to go get. I've got a bunch of cameras out. My platform and my saddle sticks and everything are still in a tree. It's just.
Speaking of still in trees, I was shed hunting earlier this year, and I went by the tree that I killed the electric buck in, which is like 2 seasons ago now, right? And my safety harness is still up wrapped around the tree about midway because I got excited as I was coming down.
Yep.
And once I got to like 12 feet, I just like unhooked and just, got myself down quicker. And, the plan was to go back at some point and retrieve it, but it's probably going to stay there forever.
I know. It just stuff gets away from you, and then next thing you know, it's like, damn, it's hunting season and my climber's still in the tree. I plan to go back and get it because all those places where I left stuff, I got to go lay cams and put some mineral down and stuff anyway. We got to go out to out west a little bit more. We got a place we got to hit again, throw a few cameras up there.
Oh, yeah. Down there, up there.
Down there, west of here. Head back to Maine. Just a lot on the plate. So.
A lot of good stuff, though.
Yep.
A lot of good stuff.
All right, well, we'll end that one. We'll get more into some hunting stuff as we get closer to hunting season, the hunting side of Pat Burns. But this was a lot of updates. We will make announcements for the Air Force Archery Games when that becomes official. If we're doing the national championships at Huntstock, come see us at Total Archery Challenge in Vermont. You'll be able to get your tickets there, get some extra perks there, check out the new merch.
Figure out where the after party's at.
Yep.
Come have late night drink with Lanny, maybe, right? Didn't we?
Yeah, I called Lanny. Lanny said, he's like, I'm in. Just remind me as you get closer. He goes, because I'm,
a couple of those other guys are up there, too, that might stop in and visit us. Isaac Young.
Yeah, Isaac Young's going to come by. Because Rutland's my hometown. I grew up right there. It's right down the road from Pico. I'm excited just to go up to
just to be
back
home, right?
in the hometown. You were showing me your hometown. I'm going
Yep.
to show you mine.
Yep.
And it's a fun place. Isaac's right down the road. I think maybe Joey might come down. Might do a live podcast or something. Northwoods Whitetails or Hunt Suburbia at the after party. But a couple beers, get some free socks from Darn Tough, hang out with the boys. That's about it, man. I think that's
it. Let's
Volunteers, hit me up.
If you're part of a sportsman's club, hit him up.
Yep. If you want to, we still have some space for vendors. We don't have a ton of space for vendors or exhibitors, but if you got a business that relates to hunting that you want to come out to Huntstock, let me know soon, because this is a really rough copy of what the style flyer that we're going to be putting out, which is really music festival inspired. And these are going to become iconic, I think, over the years. Next year's Huntstock, you're going to see different names of sponsors and The list is going to get longer probably, and I just envision collecting these and having them all on the wall for all the hunt stocks. That obviously we're going to go to all of them, but if you're going to go to them for many years, just like you get some sentimental value from any kind of a music festival you go to year after year, that's kind of the vibe. So if you want to get your name on this, we're going to be printing up a bunch of them before Total Archery Challenge. So that's May 26th. I think we'll be printing them really soon. And then we'll do another one because there's going to be a lot of people between there and Huntstock who are late ads. So the final one will be printed up and available at Huntstock. But want to get your name on here, become an exhibitor, hit me up for that too. And then don't forget, producer, somebody who it's going to be cool to work with. You got to just be a hunter, be savvy,
be passionate,
be passionate,
want it,
and if you
want to do some cool stuff with some cool.
If you like hip
people.
hop, that's a plus too, because it's not gonna be hip hop only show, but we are gonna have some stuff.
No, it's gonna be everything. It's literally
Yeah.
just gonna be the Adventures of Pat and Pat, or something like that.
I think that is gonna be the name. We just leaked it out.
Yeah, we'll see.
So
We'll see where it goes. All right.
cool, man.
Until next time.
Yep.